Who, I mean, and you can't say Pep for everyone, okay, Tim? Because we know you love Pep. Okay, so first category of the 4, ultimate manager, tactician.
It's easy for me. I think the best tactician I ever worked with was Terry Venables.
Wow. I'd go with that. I mean, having worked with Terry, I think he was ahead of his time. Yeah. He was totally ahead of his time. The way he set you up, made you feel... You never really, I remember, Les, concentrated on the opposition. It was always trying to impose yourself on the opposition himself rather than defensively, you know. And I think he was ahead of time with that. So I'm happy to go with him.
I always felt he was able to. There wasn't a player that went out on the field that didn't know what he was supposed to do, when he was supposed to do it, and how he was supposed to do it. And that might not make a lot of sense, because everyone will say we were supposed to know that. But I think sometimes players go out and they're not 100% sure. You never ever felt that with Terry, and tactically he was just the best. I didn't get on with him. I think personality-wise, I didn't get on with him, but I just felt he was the best tactician I ever worked with.
You still knew what you were doing, yeah.
100%.
Love that. Okay.
I just sat on the bench.
How did Pep get left?
I knew he was sitting on the bench.
How did Guardiola miss that?
Well, you've got 3 other ones you could put him in for.
Well,
man management.
Oh, no, I wouldn't put him on for that. He doesn't have to be a good man manager, does he? You know, he's at Man City. You just leave him out and get another one. Let's have a think about this. You want to come back to us?
Yeah, you'll come back to you on that, yeah.
Man
management. I like how serious you're taking it. I appreciate that. You're not just saying the first name that came to your mind.
Yeah, I'm a little bit like that as well. I'm thinking, who's the best man manager I had?
Is it someone we've had or anyone out there? We look from the outside.
Anyone. There's no
it's really hard to look from the outside, because
you
need to be in the dressing room every single day to see how they react. And
okay, from what I'm reading, you've not had one.
I think that's a tough one, because you're always going to say different things, because you'll look at a manager and you think, yeah, he's a great manager, and then when you speak to players that work with him, and go,
yeah,
because he looks like he's a great man manager from the outside, but when you speak to players that have actually worked with him, I've done that on several occasions where I thought a manager was a really good man manager, and when you speak to the players that play with him, go, you're out your nut.
Wow.
So
I would say, from the outside looking in, Jurgen must be up there as a good man manager. It looks like he's got a good camaraderie with the players. Well, certainly when they win, but we know that it's easy to do when you win.
Exactly.
And how you're treating them when you lose.
It's when, coming off the pitch as well, where he goes and he hugs every player. And I'm not saying that's the be all and end all, but sometimes if you're not happy as a player, when a manager comes to hug you, you don't hug him. Do you know what I mean? You walk straight past, but everyone seems to warm to him in terms of that.
Okay. Let's do Jurgen then. Right, press conferences. Can I throw Neil Warnock in before we go any further?
I mean, for me, the best I'd probably seen, and people would have liked him and wouldn't have liked him, was Sir Alex.
Okay.
He had them wrapped around his little finger. Mourinho was up there as well, in terms of having all the press wrapped around his little finger.
Yeah.
Or our own Sam. He's not bad at a press conference.
He's good. I mean, you asked him one question, you just keep talking, because Sam was very cute, because he knows they're on a time limit.
Yes.
So they can't ask him anything else. They just keep talking until I'm not finished yet, and you're not going to say, shut up, Sam, are you? Because he's just going to slap you.
Yeah.
Or he says something that deflects the whole conversation onto something else.
I'll tell you, he's a master.
Okay.
Master of a little bit of spin is Roberto Martinez.
Okay.
I think at times I've watched their games and listened to the press conference after, and he's looking at a different game to one I saw. And I think if you look at his press conferences, you'll be like, wow, how unlucky were they today? They might have got beat 4-0. But the way he spins it, he's so positive, he's clever. You know, he knows who he's talking to. Because when you're in front of that conference, you're not only talking to the guys who are in the room, you're talking to your players, you're talking to the directors, you're talking to the fans first and foremost. And I think he mastered all of that. And I think he's obviously a very good manager as well, which helps. But I just think he can cover over the cracks with some of the words, what he says at times. And I think that's an art. And
better than Mourinho? Think about Mourinho. what he used to do and how he used to do it.
Yeah, with Jose, when he first come on the scene, I used to love him. I used to think, oh, great. But then it just got a bit tedious
and you
boring,
know, and I know what you're saying, but what I'm saying is every single course that I went on during my doing my badges and my pro license and everything, whenever the press people came in to talk to you about it on a certain day, all they'd ever do is talk about Mourinho and how he done it.
Yeah.
How he wraps them around his little finger and he got them, and he would go off. He would never talk about the game. If they played badly, he'd never talk about the game. It was something else. He would take it somewhere else, and the press guys were like, "Well, and I used to think, I've just asked you about that, and you've totally talked about that over there." And by the end of it, he had them tongue tied.
I mean, I remember Sir Alex saying to me once. He said, "There's 2 games a week. One's a football match, and one's a press conference, and it's almost more important you win the press conference."
Yeah.
And he's probably right.
That's who I first said.
Sir Alex, then.
That's what I first said, Sir Alex.
Okay.
He's a master.
Yeah, the last one I have for you. You can add another category in, by the way, if you want.
Okay.
Training ground coach. Who's the best?
We've got to have Pep.
We've got to have Pep in there.
Surely.
Okay.
We have to have Pep in some category, and I mean, we don't talk enough about him, so we don't have to elaborate. Pep.
I didn't say anything because I thought we weren't allowed to mention Pep on this show because he had already said, because I think I'd have given him all 3 categories already.
Okay,
but you said we couldn't mention Pep, so I just left him out. But yeah, no, for sure.
I love that. So we're having Pep as our ultimate manager, but if I'm making you break it down, we're having Terry Venables, Jurgen Klopp, Sir Alex Ferguson, and then Pep.
Yeah, it's not bad, eh?
Thought that would be some manager.
I'll tell you, the training ground manager, De Zerbi, has to come very close because you can see quite clearly that he works tirelessly into a shape. But he's got a long way to go.